Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Pisces placements, there may be a message in here for you. So Pisces, to get started, I was receiving a song for you. It's called Thank You by Dido. Which I'm sure most people have heard, but if not, you may want to go watch the music video. So there's quite a bit of messages that are coming through with this song. Like if you watch the music video, like the beginning of the song is quite sad. Like I'm pretty sure it's a minor key, and the verse talks about like she's like having like the worst day. In the music video, she's like getting evicted from her home. And it's just like a horrible situation. But in the chorus, it turns into a major key. And it becomes much happier and brighter and like, but thank you for like lifting up my day. Like she's singing to a person, I guess. Like, you brighten up my day, just talking to you, just being with you makes my day much better, like that kind of energy. And the message that was coming through with that, so I don't know, I feel like, so it could be about a person, Pisces, but I'm getting more so like if you watch the video, like the music video, by the end of it, it's like you see that her house, it's like it very much looks like the beginning of the movie Up, the Pixar movie, where it's like her house is this little whimsical cottage like colorful small modest humble home in the midst of this sort of like downtown cityscape where there's like a lot of like buildings that are gray and all of that, right? So the reason why she's getting evicted from her home is because they're trying to tear it down to build more of the city landscape or whatever. So which happens to be the beginning of the story Up by Pixar, the movie, where it's like you have this old man who's living in like a cottage like home that he lived with his wife. And they want to tear it down to build more of the city. And so he attaches all these balloons to his house and goes on an adventure, which is very interesting because I'm getting that energy for you, Pisces, where it's kind of like, I feel like maybe there's something here. Like the word that was coming through for you was the word whimsy. That you're taking your little bit of whimsy out of a situation that maybe is a little bit more like corporate or that kind of thing. Like that, it's that kind of energy. Like it doesn't have to be that exactly, but it's just wanting to highlight the contrast. So it doesn't have to be that exact, like it doesn't have to be whimsy versus corporate. It could be whatever it is for you. And it's kind of like I don't know, it could be experienced as a tower moment. I'm also getting like very colorful birds might be a significant synchronicity or symbol for you. There was a reading that I did a very long time ago. It was a Taurus reading, so I'll link it above, that I was being reminded of as I was getting ready for this reading, because there's a specific card in this deck, which I haven't used in a very long time, that sort of was like I was being shown it, like with this energy of colorful birds. So you may want to watch that Taurus reading because I feel like there's a bit of a similar energy going on with that. So there may be a message in there for you. Just take it if it resonates. But anyways, there may also be energies of fear that you're dealing with. An example of this was that song by Dido, Thank You. Again, it has that progression of like, it's the first verse is in a minor key, very sad, and then it progresses into a major key and the song ends on a happy note. But famously, that song was used in the Eminem song Stan, which just like I feel like that song, the music video, if you are gonna watch it, like should come with a trigger warning. It is quite heavy. But he uses that first verse of the song as the chorus and as like the hook, I guess, in the song Stan, where it's just sad, right? Like it's a very sad story. I'm not going to get into it, but there may be sort of like, I don't know, it feels kind of like fears or worries about that kind of situation happening. I'm not going to get into it because I feel like that's only take that if it resonates for you. I don't want to, like, that's not the song that I was receiving. I was specifically receiving the song, the full version by Dido, which is this progression into happiness. I also feel like what else I was seeing was like a tower energy in the Wild Unknown tarot deck. Which, yeah, I'll pull it out. Where like you see this tree and the top of it is sort of being broken off by by lightning, and the message that was coming through with that is like that tower energy actually creates a new beginning. Like, because I feel like there's something about like I was seeing the Ace of Pentacles. That's how it was feeling. So I do feel like, though, there may be a little bit of like a bittersweet energy. I do feel like that you are also taking something with you, excuse me, wherever this like new adventure is. Like it's kind of, I am feeling like you're like reclaiming your energy, like taking your whimsy back from a situation that has been like robbing it of all of its joy. Like it's that kind of vibe. And reclaiming some of that like whimsy and creativity for yourself. That's how it's coming through. Or maybe that's like a past energy for you. Yeah. Tiny triumphs and Lorelei. Okay. Okay. And then you have pure nature at the bottom of the deck. This Lorelei card is really interesting because whenever I see this as being like someone or like circumstances that are outside of your control, right? Like I see this figure as being sort of like rules and regulations, like your boss maybe, or like things that are like quote unquote bigger than you, that like you don't have any control over, or you don't have any say in, or it's like representing sort of like the corporation, for lack of a better word. Like it's that kind of energy, like the towering city buildings or cityscape, like that kind of vibe. But then you here coming out with this tiny triumphs card, which is that energy again of like whimsy, of like something small that maybe you're celebrating, that is for yourself, that brings you joy, that's creative, that's bright, that's full of color, as a contrast to something that is very rigid or difficult, or that kind of energy. Like, and it is feeling like a triumph. Like I feel like there's something here about like celebrating a win in whatever way that is, against something that I feel like has been like I'm getting the word rebellion for you, Pisces, which is not a word that I would associate with Pisces. Like a tiny rebellion is how it's coming through. Like, okay, so there's an example here with this card that I'm seeing, like, where okay, so if you've watched the show Bones, the FBI agent Booth, where he, like, of course, for FBI, that's representing, like, the corporation, whatever that is for you in your life. It doesn't have to be work related necessarily, just, you know, apply it however you see fit. The FBI has this, like, strict uniform, right? A strict uniform that he has to, like, wear, like, a suit, very formal, but then he has like little quirks that he wears, like a belt buckle that says cocky on it, and, like, he wears, like, funky socks as, like, a little form of rebellion in order to reclaim some of that whimsy. It's kind of how, like, that's how it's coming through for you, Pisces, which is very interesting. So I feel like there is something like that for you. So in whatever way that is, it doesn't necessarily have to be related to, like, clothes. It could be, but I do feel like it is some form of expression, right? Like, it's very interesting. Okay. Alchemical Wedding. I love this. Okay. I love this card because that's another card about, like, a triumph over something. And then you have silver at the bottom of the deck. The number 7 is coming through very strongly for you. Okay. I'm going to read the Alchemical Wedding. This, again, a card about celebration. I don't know if I said that already. I think I did. Ritual, celebration, and uniting. All hail the alchemical wedding. The laboratory morphs into a dreamlike dance floor, and all your allies, fellow alchemists, and ancestors are here to witness the celebration. What was once lost has been found. What was once denied has come fully into the alchemist's embrace. The work is often felt as serious and studious, but the alchemical wedding is a moment of levity and lightness. When this card arrives, it is of utmost importance to mark the occasion. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Honor and acknowledge those who have helped you along the alchemical path. You have come so far. Energy radiates from the uniting of opposites and redrawing of life's blueprint. The new form has arrived. The unknown has become known. You'll be back to your existential queries and tinkering ways in no time. Now the work is to revel in the miracles. Interesting. Okay. Because what I was getting with that is almost like it is this feeling of lightness. Like, it is coming through with almost like in the movie Up, where it's like you have liftoff, you have all these balloons attached to the house, right? It's like lifting something up, or like this feeling of freeness or lightness. Or also, what else is coming through with this is that maybe there was something of, like, again, I keep getting rebellion as the word, right? Like an act of rebellion against something that was, like, trying to control you in whatever way, like, or like limit your freedom or whatever it is. And I feel like there's this sort of like breath of relief that's coming through. I also feel like there's this feeling of like something being like how do I say this? Removed from your workload is how it's coming through, which is interesting. Like something that may have been sort of like a burden, or like not that it was necessarily like a hard task, right? Like it's not coming through like that. It's just feeling like something that maybe you didn't want to do because it's like someone else could do it is how it's coming through. Like maybe you're delegating, or maybe there's this energy of like somebody taking something off your plate that was something that you were dreading, or you didn't want to do it, or it was in whatever way tedious, or like you have other things that you want to focus on. That's how it's coming through for you. Like something being taken off your plate in a good way. A lightness. Your burden is getting lighter is how it's feeling. With the silver card though, which is interesting because that's at the bottom of the deck. This card talks about like having to polish your mirror. And I feel like there's also something here where it's like, which interesting that it's coming out with what I just said about the, sorry, I'm getting something about the throat chakra now, which is coming through as significant. Where like, let's say somebody takes some sort of responsibility off your plate. There may even be this sort of feeling of like almost feeling like too relaxed about something now. Like it's like maybe you have some sort of energy about like if you're not busy or if you're not productive, there's some sort of like feeling of inadequacy that you might need to deal with. Like this feeling of like not feeling worthy if you're not being busy, right? Like that kind of energy. So just keep an eye out for that, Pisces. Like this is a good thing. This is a triumph. It really feels like this for you. This is a positive thing. And I feel like there is something about this that feels kind of like I don't know, letting go of something might be a bit of a challenge at first. It's just how it's coming through, because I feel like there's like maybe a feeling of like needing to control an outcome, or like like trusting other people to do their job. That kind of energy might also be part of it. Surrendering to the process. This is for your benefit. It just takes a little bit of practice is how it's feeling. Whatever it is. Okay. The lizard. Yeah. Interesting. The lizard. Okay. Because this card talks about like somebody who is... Okay, I'm just going to read it. Instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, and dreamer. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights and big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. Interesting. When in balance, artistic, telepathic, spiritual. When out of balance, elusive, non-committal, and flaky, to bring into balance a creative project. Because this is that energy, right? Of like withdrawing from the big city. So I don't know if that's literal for you. Or if it's just, metaphorically removing yourself from things that have been overstimulating, maybe. Like maybe, because it is this energy of like, being overstimulated is just how it's coming through. In whatever way, like it could be work related, but it's like really emphasizing to me like this magical whimsy that you have that hasn't been fully nourished by you in whatever way. Like, so it could have something to do with a creative project, but I keep seeing this image of like this bright, colorful, cozy, cottage-like house in the middle of like a bland gray city landscape, right? Like it's there's a mismatch there of like your energy, which is coming through as this like sensitive, instinctual, intuitive, dreamer, whimsical, creative, that has been needing time to nurture that within yourself. As like a tiny rebellion against some sort of like whatever landscape environment that has been oppressive feels like an extreme word, but for lack of a better one, that's the one that's coming through. That's just been like rigid or very structured. That might be a better way of phrasing it. Like very structured, a lot of rules, a lot of regulations, a lot of like red tape that you have to navigate around. Like that can be very exhausting and draining, especially to someone who's coming out as the lizard. I feel like maybe you have been feeling a bit detached from something, and I feel like there's also, again, with this energy of like something is being taken off your plate for the better. Like it does feel like things that are like tedious and in like a draining kind of way, like that doesn't inspire any sort of creativity or anything like that. The Nightingale. Yeah, I love this card. This card talks about singing, right? So if not literally, it could be any form of expression that comes from the heart. So it does relate the throat chakra and the heart chakra. Like it's like giving voice to your heart through something creative. So music is an important one, and of course we had music coming in for you as a message. Okay, there was a message coming in yesterday that felt sort of like disconnected from everything, so I'm just gonna put it here just in case, because I felt like it was attached to a nightingale energy. Like the color blue was coming in really strongly, which of course is the throat chakra. But this message that I was seeing, so it might just be for one of you, just take it if it resonates, of this feeling of like you're trying to express something, but feeling like it's not good enough, or it's not as like bright as you want it to be, or it's not as like, it's just this, it's coming through this feeling of like not good enough. Or that you have this like image or idea or vision in mind, but like the execution of it is not what you imagine. Like it's not quite there yet. Like maybe you don't have, like, this is how I was receiving the message of like, this is how someone's feeling, not necessarily the truth, right? The message that I was receiving was that someone's feeling this way about their creativity or their output or something like that, where it's like feeling like the vision is not matching the actual product or whatever it is, right? It's like wishing that it would be brighter or more intense or more potent, or like it's like that. Anyways, so that kind of energy, that might also be the silver energy, like having to polish your mirror about that. I feel like whoever that message is for, like the guidance, I guess, or the reassurance that's wanting to come through for you is like, first of all, what you're creating is great. And I feel like this feeling of not feeling good enough, or that like there's a certain standard that you feel like you're trying to meet but it's not there yet. It's all working towards a process, right? Like this is all part of a process. If you feel like there may be some frustration about whatever it is that you're doing or creating is not what you imagined it would be. And it's like, you have to start somewhere. And, I don't know. It feels like as well, what I'm also getting with this is this energy of like, giving yourself permission to be bad at something is kind of how it's going through. Like, first of all, it like, I don't know if you are comparing yourself to some sort of standard, quote unquote, but there is no standard for something like this. Like, that's how it's coming through. Like, there shouldn't be a standard for something like this, for creative process, because every person is different, and there's no like scale to measure yourself against. It's just, you're just creating. There's no good or bad. There's no better or worse. It's just what is. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that there and I'm gonna keep going. But I do feel like there is something, because this nightingale, like the nightingale in the other animal deck that I have, talks about an unknown gift, that maybe you are developing some sort of gift, or there is some sort of like new form of expression that is wanting to come through to you. But I feel like it's not new, actually. For you Pisces, it may even be an old, maybe like a gift or a talent or skill that you put aside temporarily from the past. Like an old form of expressing yourself that I feel like has been forgotten or temporarily put aside. Butterfly. Which in this deck represents the heart, which is interesting. Then you have deer at the bottom of the deck. Like, it talks about a profound transformation, the butterfly. Transformation and change, undergoing a great change and transformation. But it also relates to the heart. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon. Committing to one daily routine, done at the same time and place, will do wonders for lifting a butterfly's spirit. Yeah. Something about routine that's significant about that. Like, especially... Which is interesting, because I feel like there may even be a bit of resistance towards like routine or structure, but I feel like that's going to be beneficial to you, but one that is determined by you, if that makes sense, not by somebody else. Like some sort of routine that you set for yourself, not on anyone else's standards or expectations, right? Like, it's something that you have to commit to for yourself. You decide what it is, however that plays out for you. But I do feel like you are undergoing some sort of transformation. I also do think that there is some sort of like cocoon that you're being freed from. Expressing something from the heart is also what's coming through. And like this, like, maybe your heart has been in a cocoon, Pisces. Or maybe if it's not your heart necessarily, like, it feels like some sort of dream or desire or, something that you've been wanting to express has been in a cocoon. And I feel like expressing that is going to create this great change, this great transformation. Like, it's feeling kind of like a blossoming. Or, yeah. And I feel, so it also kind of feels like maybe this has been something that you have been waiting for, like, especially if it's like a hobby, for example, right? It doesn't have to be that for you, but it feels kind of like you've been so busy with work that you don't have time for this. Like, you haven't had time or energy for this. So it's kind of like you've been waiting for the right time to be able to like spend time on this project or idea. Feels very creative. It feels very expressive. It feels like something that your heart really wants to do, or express, or spend time on or with. But you just haven't had time because of work, because of other obligations, other responsibilities. Maybe there is something of like a responsibility or whatever it is that is being taken off your plate so that you can focus on this. It does feel like a replenishing of your creative spirit. But it also feels like something that like, it's interesting though, because it still feels kind of like work in some way. Like it could be something where it's like, so if it is work related, let's say, like there's just been a period of time in your work, maybe that's been a lot of like administrative things or like red tape kind of things, or like just practical, tedious kind of things, when it's like you would really just rather get back to the work, if that makes sense, or like the thing that you enjoy about your work. If it is that, like, just take that if it resonates, or it could be something entirely detached from your work. It'll like the scenario is going to be different for each person, but it feels kind of like that. But it's fun. It's celebratory. Or maybe you just got finished with something that was really just like a lot of it's feeling like structure, but not in a good way. Okay. Like rules is what I would say for that. 2 of Wands, yeah. Dreaming. Having, like, making plans for something. I feel like there's something here where, like, because this is also kind of coming through with the Hermit energy, especially with the Lizard, of, like, withdrawing from something. Doing something fun that has no obligations, right? No obligations. There's no deadlines. There's no, what's the word? Like, receivable, right? Like, there's no, like, project that you have to deliver to someone, or it's deliverable. That's the word I was looking for. There's no, like, thing that you have to turn in or, answer to, or like whatever. It's like, it just feels very free. There's no obligation. There's no rules. There's no must do this in order to, like, get paid or whatever. Like, it's just fun. It's just for you. It's just something that allows you to express yourself. Like, that's how it's feeling. Interesting. I saw the 8 of Wands, but it didn't want to come out. Ace of Swords. Very interesting, because this feels kind of like, well, it has a key and knowledge. Like, unlocking some bit of knowledge. It feels almost unexpected, though. Like, it kind of feels like something where, this new venture, this new, it does feel like a project for you, Pisces, but like, again, one that's just fun and creative and that's for you, but that it reveals something surprising, like some sort of surprising truth that, like, because sometimes it's something where it's like, it's on the tip of your tongue, right? Or it's like a subconscious energy that you're not fully aware of. And then once you create something, or it's like something like if you allow yourself to just like get out of your own head and draw something or sing something, it allows you to give voice to something that has been on the tip of your tongue or that's been in the subconscious, and it's like you're unlocking it. That's how it's coming through. Like it's feeling like it's whatever this thing is that you're doing, it feels creative, unlocks a truth for you that you have maybe been struggling to give voice to or to identify. But it feels like positive. It does feel kind of like a quiet epiphany of like this is what I've been needing, right? Like that's how it's coming through. Like maybe there's been, I don't know, it feels like there's been something that's been draining you, like emotionally, or your creative spirit, and it's like you do this thing that your soul has been like trying to push you towards, and once you do it, it's like, this is what I've been missing, or this is what I needed. Interesting. Okay. Justice. Huh. Very interesting. I'm saying that a lot. I was thinking about the word interesting a couple of days ago, and breaking it down into inter and resting, right? It's the space between rest periods. Is what I was going through with that. I don't know why that's coming through now. Maybe it is something that you find very interesting, or it's something where it's like something to do between rest periods. I don't know. Anyways, I really love this Justice card, but it's interesting that you have like the city landscape here in the background, but she's sort of sitting on top of it. I'm getting some sort of message here about like art as a form of rebellion, right? Like that's how it's feeling. And there's that line in the guidebook for the Aletheia card that represents truth, which is what I'm seeing here, as that like art reveals a certain truth or a certain perspective. So maybe there is something like that for you. I feel like there may also be something about like maybe you're taking some sort of stand. Again, rebellion keeps wanting to come through for you, Pisces, which is very interesting. I don't know if it's like whatever that is for you, like this art or this thing that you're creating is representing some sort of like small rebellion against something that has been very structured or controlled or rigid or oppressive, for lack of a better word, or that's been draining you in whatever way, or draining your whimsy, your life force, your joy, your happiness. I do feel like you are reclaiming that for yourself. King of Cups. Yeah, this is an energy that has been draining you. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm getting this message here of like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. That's what I see with this card, and especially with this one, where like if you think of the story of The Little Mermaid, the Disney version, where she trades her voice, right? She gives Ursula her voice so that she can have legs and be on land. And that Ursula ends up stealing her voice and using it for herself. But so I feel like there's a message there. Ursula can represent this like corporation energy that has been coming through this reading, whatever that is for you. It's a metaphor. Where like maybe you've traded your voice metaphorically in service of like something else that you want, right? Like so it could be something like it. That's not a judgment. I know it sounds harsh, but it's like we all have to make sacrifices in order to live in this world. Like that, like you have to sacrifice your time so that you can make money and live and have a home and all of that. Like it could be just something like that. Anyways, I do feel like there is something here, though, of like reclaiming your voice, right? Especially with the nightingale, reclaiming some aspect of your expression. It doesn't necessarily have to be with your voice, but because the throat chakra is being highlighted, it feels like there's been some sort of restriction on your voice or like your expression, the way that you express yourself, either through art, through your creations, what you create, what you wear. I don't know. Like it could be something as simple as that with the example with like the funky socks, the little touches of personality that might come through in like a very bland sort of expectation. I don't know. It's very interesting. But I do feel like you are getting that back, Pisces, or that's what you're being encouraged to do. It's like reclaiming your voice, your creativity, your expressiveness from an energy that I feel like has been draining you in some way. Could I get a card for this King of Cups? Nine of Pentacles. The Tower and the Six of Wands. I feel like this is like expectations from somebody's expectations of you. Whoever this King of Cups is, and it could be a specific person in your life. It could, again, it's coming through as like the metaphor of a corporation or like a force that's outside of you, that's outside of your control, that in some way is bigger than you or has authority over you in whatever way. It's like they expect you to be some form of yourself that I feel like has been like your work persona, right? Like that kind of thing. Interesting. But I feel like with the Tower here, because I was seeing the Tower just from a different deck, of course, that I'm not using, but it's like this does feel like there is something that is breaking down, and it feels like, I don't know, something that is no idea what that is. But you have the Six of Wands, which I feel like is very positive. It's talking about victory. What's the Tower? Is that Pisces energy? No. Okay. You have 10 of Wands and Knight of Swords. Yeah. Okay. Whatever is breaking down is this burden, right? It's like, it's that energy of like something being taken off your plate. The burden of some sort of responsibility is being taken off your plate, and you have this sort of like light freedom energy. And it could be like other people's expectations of you, Pisces, or somebody's expectation of you, or some sort of obligation that wasn't serving you anymore, or like it's that kind of energy. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.